Hello students and welcome to the class of fungi. So in last class we dealt about what are fungi, the branch of science dealing with fungi, that is mycology, and different characters of it. Today we will deal about the morphological classification of fungi. Mainly this morphological classification, according to morphological classification, fungi are classified into four types. Yeast-like fungi, filamentous fungi, and dimorphic fungi. First is yeast. Now, yeast, you are quite familiar about the term yeast. Actually, they occur in the form of round or oval bodies and they reproduce asexual means. And the asexual reproduction of such fungi are known as budding. And here the cell will develop as a protuberance and enlarge, and eventually they separate from the parent cell. So this is an yeast colony. Here the cells are found in the form of round or oval bodies, and they will develop asexually by means of budding methods. Now, this yeast colony resembles bacterial colonies in appearance and in consistency. So when they develop, during the period of budding, they develop a protuberance and they will eventually separate from each other. And the conidia formed by it is known as the blastoconidium. Blastoconidium, conidia or the structure, spore-like structure produced are known as blastoconidia, and the elongated portion which appear in the form of hyphae is known as pseudohyphae. Actually, they are not a true hyphae. Okay, and some of the examples of yeast include Saccharomyces cerevisiae. You are quite familiar about Saccharomyces cerevisiae, then Cryptococcus neoformans. And these are some of the examples of yeast. So yeast are those fungi which exist in the form of round or oval bodies which reproduce by a sexual process called budding. Okay. Next is yeast-like. Normally, this fungi grow partly as yeast-like or the yeast in the form of yeast and partially as elongated cells resembling the hyphae. So here pseudomycelium is being formed. That is elongated, partly like yeast means they are oval or somewhat oval or round bodies, and they produce pseudomycelium. Whereas yeast are not capable of producing pseudomycelium. Sometimes they produce pseudohyphae, but they don't produce pseudomycelium. So these are yeast-like bodies. They appear in the form of yeast and partially as the elongated cell resembling the hyphae. Next category is molds or filamentous fungi. So the basic morphological elements of filamentous fungi, they are long branching filamentous. So there will be a presence of long branching filaments or hyphae which intertwine to produce mass of filaments or mycelium. So mold or the filamentous fungi are those group of fungi that are capable of producing mycelium. Okay, now yeast are capable of producing pseudohyphae. Yeast-like fungi are capable of producing pseudomycelium. However, molds are capable of producing true mycelium. And they are strongly adherent to the medium, whereas bacterial colonies cannot be emulsified in water. But here fungal colonies, that is mold colonies, are strongly adherent to the medium. And the surface of this colony may be velvety, powdery or cottony aerial mycelium. For example, in the leaf particles, you can see powdery mildew of rubber. In that disease, you can see the fungi appear on the leaf surface. So these colonies appear either in the form of velvety, powdery or other cottony aerial mycelium. and they reproduce by different types of spore, which we will deal in coming classes. Different types of spores are produced by this filamentous fungi, and some of the examples are dermatophytes, aspergillus, penicillium, mucor, rhizopus. Almost all the higher groups come under this category. Molds or filamentous fungi. So this is the hyphae. Okay, this is the hyphae, that is mycelium. Mycelium are intermined group of hyphae. If we talk about single hyphae, the hyphae may be branched or unbranched, septate or aseptate type. Septate means there will be cross wall will be formed. So this cross wall between the two cells are known as the septum. Okay, then singular form is septum and plural form is the septate. Similarly, hypha is the single form and plural formula is hyphae. Now, these are the hyphae, and here you can clearly notice the septum. Two types of mycelium are there, septate and aseptate. Septate means cross wall is formed between two cells, and aseptate means no cross wall is formed. They appear cenocytic, that is, they appear as only as a single cell. They may be either branched or unbranched, but they are completely devoid of cross wall between the cells. Okay, two types are seen. And the last category is dimorphic fungi. These fungi are those group of fungi which exhibit as a yeast form in the host tissue and in vitro at 37 degrees Celsius on enriched medium, and mycelial form in vitro at 25 degrees Celsius. So in different medium they exist as a yeast form. Normally they are not at all exhibiting in yeast form, but in host tissue at in vitro culture, during in vitro culture, that is 37 degrees Celsius, they exhibit as a yeast form. Example, histoplasma, blastomyces, coccidioidetes. This is the picture of histoplasma. Fungal spore of histoplasma, that is microconidia, and microconidia and macroconidia are seen in the slide of histoplasma. So these are the different groups of fungi seen based upon the morphological classification. Okay, thank you very much.